Okay. When I came to the United States, I went to Providence Bible Institute, which later on became Barrington College, and I had never owned a car or driven a car. And one of the students there was from Haiti, Claude Noel. He was being prepared as a missionary for Haiti, and he had an old Nash, 49 Nash, and he wanted to get rid of it. He wanted to sell it because he was going to buy a Willys, Jeep Willys. And I said to Noel, I'll buy the car. How much is it? He says, $100. I said, okay, I'll buy it provided you teach me how to drive. And so we tried on my car, didn't work out, so we tried on Willys. And I would drive in such a hectic way that the temperature of the car would go up. So he would say, okay, let me take over so I can drive fast and cool it off. And so anyway, I thought, well, I knew how to drive now. I went to for registration, driver's test, and the guy sat next to me, and he says, okay, start, drive. It was a nice street, and there were no cars parked, and he says, okay, park it by the sidewalk. I did, and he says, you passed. That was the whole test. Oh, okay. So now I have the license. All right. Now, it was about a week or 2 weeks after I got my driver's license. I wanted to go from Providence, Rhode Island to West New York, New Jersey. You know, you have Rhode Island, you have Connecticut, you have New York, Manhattan, yeah. And so I decided to go and visit my great uncle's place in West New York, New Jersey. And I was driving, but believe me, every second, Lord help me, Lord help me, Lord help me. I was praying. And then in Connecticut, I hit a road that was straight, but it goes down and up. You could see from the top, it's a long ways to go, but the slope, it goes down and then up. No cars, nothing. And then all of a sudden, when it picked up speed, I wanted to use the brake wouldn't hold it. Oh, Lord, here. And pumped it, the brake, and wouldn't work. But eventually it held up. Man, I said, I better stop by a station, service station, and see what's going on. So at the first service station, the guy looked at the car. Oh, he says, you don't have brake fluid. So I paid $1 for a can. He put the brake fluid, and he says, when it happens again, pump it. I said, thank you. And it worked after that, no problems. Now, I was in the middle of Manhattan, and then I wanted to take Lincoln Tunnel. And here I was on the way left-hand side of the of the road, and I wanted to go to the right-hand side so I would be able to take Lincoln Tunnel. And I went from one lane to the other without looking, and the sideways, and all of a sudden a car, passed by, and he honked the horn and said, "Oh," gesturing, "You can't do things like that." Anyway, that was the worst thing that happened. He passed by, thankfully, no accidents, nothing, and I went to my great uncle's place, and his wife said, "When did you start driving cars?" I said, "About 2 weeks ago." She couldn't believe that I would dare to go through all that traffic and drive that long, with that car. So that was very interesting incident for me. Next.